Comment 1601 tells you that there's a standard setting out for something that you ought to use. Probably the most famous instance where I write this comment is for Pythagoras, because the standard setting out literally looks like this. I recommend that that's always the first line. And then the second line also looks like that often, because in the second line you just simplify some numbers. And then in the next line it starts to be simpler, because you either do a red dot or just a straightforward instance of arithmetic. And then finally the last line involves a square root. And so I'll give you just an example here. If it was x squared plus 4 squared equals 10 squared, the next line would be x squared plus 16 equals 100. Therefore x squared equals 84, and therefore x equals square root of 84. So you don't see minus signs other than through red dots, and it always ends up with 4 or 5 lines. Now, I think there's literally only 3 possibilities for how this can look, and you can find them in the video How to Use Pythagoras. But what I'm saying with comment 1601 is that for certain types of questions, there really is a very standard way of setting out that it is strongly recommended, and you should adopt that form of setting out rather than any other form of setting out, because I've found over many years that certain types of setting out are conceptually simpler and therefore less likely to lead you into error. Now, if you get this comment and you don't know what I mean by the standard setting out, and I haven't directed you to a video, just ask me.